In this video, I will give you a detailed tutorial about leverage trading on the platform BTCC. If you want to get the best sign-up bonus possible on BTCC, you simply have to go down to the first link in the video description. Then you will get to exactly this page right here and you can get up to $10,000 in bonuses. To create your account, you simply have to enter your email address right here and set a password or use your Google or Apple account and then you're ready to go. Once you have created an account and you log in for the first time, to check out your bonuses, simply go up here to benefits and click on exclusive to new users. Then you can see an overview of the different missions you need to complete in order to get these bonuses. For example, the first one you can get directly after the sign up, then after you've made your first deposit and opened your first trades. And as you can see down here, the more you deposit and trade over time, the higher of a bonus you can get, with a total of up to $10,000. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you is how you can easily deposit money. First, how you can deposit crypto, and you can easily do that by simply going up here to deposit and then click on crypto deposit. Then up here you can choose the cryptocurrency you want to deposit, for example Bitcoin, Ethereum, whichever cryptocurrency you want to deposit. There's many of them in here. In my case, I'm simply going to choose USDT. Then down here we need to choose the network. Of course, you need to make sure that you're using the same network in here as from the other exchange or wallet where you're sending the money to here. In my case, I'm going to choose the Tron network, and then here on the right side you can see your personal deposit address, which you can now copy to your clipboard right here and then send the money to your account right here. If you're wondering about this recommendation over 2000 USDT, this doesn't really matter. I personally tested it. As you can see down here, I deposited $10 and another 142 USDT right here without any problems. And I also checked under the documentation, the actual minimum deposit amount is only 1 USDT. So that's how you can easily deposit any cryptocurrency. If you don't have any crypto yet, or you want to deposit with fiat money directly, you can also do that by just going here back to deposit and then choose fiat deposit. On the right side here, choose the fiat currency you want to deposit. In my case, I'm going to choose euro and then type in how much you want to receive in your account. In my case, I want to choose 200 USDT. You will see the amount you need to pay in euro. And then if you just click on buy down here, you will then be redirected to the third-party service right here where you need to complete the purchase, and then you will have the USDT right here on your account. So that is the method that is included in here. You can check if there's more payment providers available in your region. If this doesn't work for you, I also have a separate video on my channel. If you just search for fiat deposit BTCC on my channel, you will find a separate video where I explain you also how you can buy crypto on another exchange first and then simply send the crypto to here. That is also a very simple method on how to get fiat money into your account on BTCC right here. So once you've made any deposit, you can easily check if it has already arrived by simply going here to your asset and then simply click on here. And then here under asset overview, you will always see if any of your balances have already been credited. As you can see, in my case, I already deposited 150 USDT right here. If you deposited with something other than USDT, we first need to convert it into USDT to then trade with it. And you can easily do that by simply going up here to spot and then go to spot trading. Then here in the top left, choose the cryptocurrency you still have. For example, if you deposited with Bitcoin, simply choose BTC right here. Then go to the right, click on sell, market to sell immediately. Then down here, choose the amount. You will see your available balance right here. If you don't see it in here, just click on this plus right here and then make sure that you transfer the money to your spot account. If you, for example, have it in your futures or wallet account, you know, there's different accounts on here. But if you have it in your spot account, you will have it available in here. And then you can just click on sell down here. And then you will have converted that cryptocurrency into USDT where we needed to trade with it. Once we've done that, we can go back to our assets right here. And in our last step, we need to make sure that we have the money in our futures account right here. So depending on in which account you still have the money, for example, if you still have it in your spot account, just go here to transfer. Make sure to choose from spot account or wallet, wherever you have it, into the futures account. Choose the amount down here and just click on confirm. And then if you go back to our assets and you go to futures, once we have the money in here in USDT in our futures account, we are now ready to trade with it. Next up, we can go to the trading platform, and you can get there by easily going up here to futures and then click on USDT M perpetual futures. Then you will get to this trading page right here. I'm now going to quickly show you everything we can see right here. So first of all, up in the top left, you can choose the trading pair. For example, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whichever trading pair you want to trade. In my case, I'm simply going to stick with Bitcoin for now. Right below it, you can see the price chart. So that is just a cutout from TradingView, as you can see right here. So you have all the different chart options here on the left. You can move around in the chart and also choose these different time frames in here. On the right side, we can see the order book and the recently happened trades. And if you scroll down a little bit at the bottom right here, we will see our opened positions, which we'll get into in just a bit when we open our first trade, as well as your orders and your history. On the right side, you will see information about your balance. So the $150 we have in our futures account right here. And if you scroll up, you will also see how much of that is available right now. And this right here is where we can control our trades. So where we can set the leverage, open and close trades, choose the order type, choose the position size, add take profit and stop loss, and eventually open long and short positions. So before we get into our first trade, I also want to quickly show you the demo trading feature. So if you want to try out the platform without having to use your own real money, you can easily switch over to the demo trading feature in here. So as you will see, everything looks exactly the same in here, but the difference is that we can now use these demo funds in here. If you create an account with a link down from the description, you will also get $100,000 of demo funds in here, which we can now use to try out this entire platform without any risk and without having to use our own money for that. So especially in the beginning, if you just want to get familiar with the platform, I highly recommend you to check out the demo trading feature first. All right, so let's open our first long position. And to do that, we simply go up here and first choose our leverage. As you can see, you can use up to a 500x leverage, which is extremely high, actually the highest of any crypto exchange I've tested so far. So in this case, let's start off with a simple 5x leverage. So I'm simply going to set that up in here. Let's go back to 5, click on confirm. So we have that set up in here. Next, we're going to choose open. And now we can decide which order type we want to use. You can use a market or a limit order. If you choose a limit order, you could set a certain price in here. For example, if we type in $80,000 in here, then we would simply place a limit order in here. And only if the price would go down and reach that price, then our long position would be open. But what we can also do, and what I actually recommend most of the time, is a simple market order, because a market order is simply executed immediately at the current market price. So next up, we need to choose the position size. If you click on here, you can decide by what you want to set it. I personally like it in USDT, because what we can then do is simply type in here how big we want our position to be. For example, if I go in here and type in $50,000, that will mean down here under margin, you will be able to see how much of our own money we are using. So $10,000 of our own money times the 5x leverage will equal the entire position size of $50,000. So that's how margin, your own capital, times the leverage will always equal the position size, and that's how these three play together. You can also see down here, this means the position will be 0.59 BTC. And now we can also set a take profit and stop loss if we want to do that. So if you just click on here, you can either type in the prices in here or click on advanced, choose long in this case. And now we can say by what we want to set it, either by price percentage, so how much a price increases or decreases in percent. Or if you want to switch that up, you can also say how much percent profit you would make or how much profit in dollars you want to make. So if you just click on here, I like this, for example, and let's say I want to make like $3,000 of profit with this trade, and you will see the price is automatically calculated. That means a 30% return on invest on our own capital of $10,000, because $3,000 of 10,000 means 30% increase. And same goes for our stop loss. Let's say I want to make $1,000 of a loss at a maximum. That will be at that price and means 10%. And if I click on confirm, I have that all set up in here. Now I can simply click on open long and click on confirmation. And now you will see we are right in this position. We can see it directly in the chart. So if I scroll out a little bit in here, we can see this right here is where we entered the position. We can see 0.59 BTC is the position size. We can see in here our profit and loss in dollars. So $1.40 right now, because the price has gone down a little bit. Up here is our take profit, where we would make $3,000 of profit, and down here is our stop loss, where we would make $1,000 of a loss. So that's how we can easily see everything in the chart. If we scroll down a little bit more, you will also be able to see right here all the important information about our opened trade. So we can see it's a Bitcoin trade with a 5x leverage. It's a long trade, 0.59 BTC. This is the price where we entered the position, and this is the current price. We can see our profit or loss in dollars in here, because the price has gone down a little bit. We are now in a small loss, and liquidation price is only not visible right now because we're on the demo mode, but normally you would also see that in here. And here on the right side, we can also see our margin. So this is the $10,000 that we initially used in here to open this trade. If at any time you want to edit your take profit or stop loss, you can either just drag around in here, just place this to a new position. So if I just move this here, you will see now I'll make $2,600. Same goes for my stop loss. If I place that down a little bit, you will see, of course, now the loss will increase. If I put it closer, this will be smaller. So that's how you can easily edit your take profit and stop loss. If you want it exactly at a new position, you can also click on here. And then just, if you want to do that, just like cancel these orders. And then of course, just place new ones by just going here to add. And let's say I want to place my take profit at exactly $88,000 or at a new percent or price change. Or again, you can choose all of that exactly as we did it at the beginning. And my stop loss at, let's say, this price right here. You will also see your profit and loss in here. And you can also choose how much percent of the trade you want to close at those prices. So if you want to close the entire trade or only, let's say, half of it, like a small part of it, you could also say that and then place multiple take profits and stop loss. That would also be possible. In my case, I'm just going to leave that to 100%, click on confirm. And now I've placed placed a new take profit and a stop loss. All right, so let me cancel them again. And lastly, if you want to close your entire trade, you can easily just do that by just going down here to close. And then you can choose how much percent of your trade you want to close, for example, half of it. Or if you want to close the entire trade, just put this to 100%, click on market to close it immediately. And then if you click on close, you will see now we are out of this trade again. All right, so next up, I want to show you how you can easily increase your trade, because as you can see down here, currently the trade is 0.59 BTC big. And if you want to increase that, we can simply, of course, go up here and simply open new trades. And what I will do is it won't open a new separate trade, but instead just add the amount right here onto the existing trade. So let's say we go in here back to open, market to open immediately. And let's actually set this to BTC so it's a little bit easier. And let's say we want to add another 0.2 BTC onto this trade. That means around $16,000. And now that amount will be added onto the existing trade down here. So the position size will get bigger. And of course, we are also using $3,000 of our own money for this additional amount to add into this trade. And that will be, of course, added into our margin in here. So if we just do that and click on open long right here, confirm, you will now see, of course, our position size has increased to 0.79 BTC. And of course, our margin has also increased by the $3,000 that we've set up in here. So that's how you can easily step by step further increase your position size. As long as you have enough available capital in here, you can easily do that. The other option, of course, would be to also increase your leverage. And that is also possible by just going down here and click on this edit icon right here. And now we can increase our leverage from a 5x, let's say, to a 7x leverage. And what that will do is, of course, because we're increasing the multiplier in here, the result in here stays the same. We can reduce our margin. So what it will do is if you increase your leverage, it will take some margin right here of your own capital out of this trade. So that's a very useful method. If we increase this to a 7x, only $9,500 are required in here. So that means it will be reduced by $3,800. So $3,800 of our margin in here will be taken out and free available again. So if we just do that, let's click on confirm. You will see now this is reduced to 9,500 and the $3,800 have been added to our available capital in here. So that's effectively what an increase of the leverage does. Of course, you can increase it much, much more and therefore take much more of your capital out. And then the good thing is you can do whatever you want with that capital, withdraw it, open new trades, or even further increase the position size in here. That would also be possible. Only thing that you need to note is, of course, that in real trading, your liquidation price will move a little bit up. So best case scenario would be that you already have your stop loss somewhere. Maybe you're already in profit with your trade, put your stop loss into the profit and then increase your leverage. And then if you want to do that, also further increase your position size by keeping all the risk under control like that. If you want to do the opposite, that means decreasing your position size again. You can also, of course, do that by simply going here to close, choose market to close immediately, and then type in how much BTC you want to close of that, or choose how much percent. Let's say I want to close like 50% of the trade. That means 0.39 BTC. And now if I click on close long, confirm it, you will see now this has been reduced to 0.4 BTC. So that's how you can easily, by closing parts of your trade, decrease your position size. If you also want to decrease your leverage again, you can also just go in here and let's say I want to put this back to a 5x leverage. You will see that now, of course, it will require more margin. In this case, $6,700. We only have $4,800 currently in this trade. That means we will need an additional $1,900 of margin that will need to be taken from our free capital into this trade. So you need to make sure that you have enough capital available in here, because only then it's possible. In this case, it's possible. So I can just click on confirm. You will see now the margin has been pulled into this trade and I successfully decreased my leverage again. If you don't have enough capital in here, you basically have two options. Either you deposit more money to then decrease your leverage, or you first close some parts of your trade right here, because of course then you will also be able to have a lower leverage with less margin in this trade. In the end, if you just want to close the entire trade, you can just go in here, put this to 100%, or also just go down here, click on close, choose 100%, and then if you click on close, we are also out of this trade again. So next up, I also want to show you how you can open a short position. It's really simple. You simply go in here, click on open again, market to execute it immediately. For the size, we're just going to say $50,000 again. But now instead, we're going to open a short position. But first, we can also set a take profit and stop loss again. If you just go in here, click on advanced, and now choose short instead right here. Let's say, again, we want to set it by a profit amount. And I want to say, let's say $4,000 of profit and a maximum of $800 of a loss. and you will see the prices are now calculated. And if I click on confirm, I have that set up in here. Note that now the take profit price, of course, is below the current price because we're making a profit if the price goes down here. And the stop loss price is above because we're making a loss if the price goes up to here, as you can see. So now we can simply go here, click on open short, confirm that, and now you will already see that we are now in a short position. We can see again in here in red, this is where we entered the trade. Up here's our stop loss, and down here's our take profit, again with how much loss and profit we would make. And if you scroll down a little bit to check out the information about the open trade in here, again, we can see, of course, leverage, now it's a short, and all the other information, basically all of that is exactly the same. The only real difference is, of course, that we're making profits if the price goes down and a loss if the price goes up. And of course, if you want to get out of that trade again, just simply go in here, click on close, choose how much percent you want to close, or again, just down here, how much you want to close. In my case, let's go for 100%. Just click on close, and then you're also out of your short trade again. Don't forget to create an account on BTCC by using the link down from the video description to get up to $10,000 in bonuses. And if you have any other questions, always feel free to ask them in the comments.